Tender Sue, thank you so much for joining us. Today is yet another awesome day that we have been given by our Master. And this is a day of manifestation, of action of God excelling in our life. Our lives are as good as the amount or the instances that the action of God manifests or is actioned out into our environment, out into our mind. When we receive the thoughts of heaven, that is the moment that really matters most in life. Life is just made of the moments, the very moments that we have an opportunity to express our God. The beauty of this life, the culmination of it, the days to be celebrated that you'll be like, that day I was alive. It is the day the action of God came forth. It is the time you are triggered to produce the essence of God. The moments you produce the essence of God. Maybe it was your moment of forgiveness, your moment of forgiving. In the nature of divinity, that record enters the internal realms, enters into the internal realms. And when you visit heaven, and when you live in eternity, those are the highlights. That will be the constitution of your life. Every day you remember and just do things that are just about you, about maybe work, about this, but without instances of allowing divinity to come forth, manifestation of godness to come forth. It's wasted moment. A successful believer, a successful disciple, a successful saint of the Most High God is measured by the instances that divinity comes forth from you, that virtue is expressed, that God himself expresses himself to you and to your environment, whether to creation or that to humans. The moment you have those instances that divinity is coming out, it could be your acts of kindness. It could be you capturing the thoughts of God and expressing them. It could be you believing in the thoughts of God so hard and so strong and then expressing them, and by that releasing the energy and the power of the voice of God. That's what counts as virtue or something precious in this life. Once the life has been concluded, because the number of months, days on earth are numbered, and they have been shrunk into fewer days because of what? They were shrunk because of the investment, the corruption, the increase of operations of demonic ideologies, what you call Arians invasion into our mind, into our consciousness, into our emotions, and their manipulation. So when that happened and God observed, and so the foreign angels have influenced human being and brought him to a point that his thoughts are continually evil. This is an absurd situation, because God himself made man like himself. So the thoughts of man are continually good, pleasing before God, devising every new way of expressing goodness, of showing love, of being kind, of being good, of being encouragement, of being a strength. God has made us in a way we are built internally in us to be an expression of him. So in every moment, man is crafting ways of manifesting God's ways of manifesting God's love, ways of expressing his kindness, his love. So it is an internal setting. And that's why he says male and female, he created them. And before that, he said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness. So you as man, in the likeness and in the image of God, you have these expressions of God coming forth from you. And that is what counts as life. God is selfless. And that's why he said, before the foundations of the earth, he was slain. He died before the foundations of the earth. He expressed this existence of love and of selflessness. And he says, there's no greater love than this, that man gave his life for his friend. That one gives up his life for his friend. And he did exactly that. He did the greatest expression of love. So when he expressed man and put man in the earth, it was to spread himself. It is man to express himself. And you can see that even when he created animals, he never bothered to name them. He just brought them up to him. And man was to take the divinity in God and express it and give the animals their names. And whenever man called them, so they are. Called him lion, so it is. He called another creature dragon, so it was. Whatever it is, and he named it, so it was. So man is created to express God. The ability to allow God's expression to come forth. That is now the life that you are ought to live, that you are called for. Successiveness in this journey of us is how much of divinity comes forth, the unction of God that comes forth. That is the measure of success in life. Every instant in your life, you rejected the doctrines of devils, you rejected the teachings of foreign angels, you rejected the invasion of Aryans, the foreign angels, their teaching, their manipulation of our emotions, the overcomingness of their deceit when they make something look good and appealing when it is not, when something that is not good, by deception of the foreign ones, by the activity of the Aryans, they made it look like it is good. That is a deception. Your greatness in being a man is in overcoming it. When you look at our Master and our King and our God, Yeshua HaMashiach, he overcame every part of it. They brought in stones and told him, turn them to bread. And he said, man shall not live by bread alone. You can remember Eve looking at the same tree and her thinking it is good for her to consume because she had that need to eat. And the Master says, we shall live by the very word. Man shall live by the word that proceeded from the mouth of God. It is bread of life. So Christ himself is bread of life. And so every day in our dedication, we internalize his word. We consume him as the bread of life. And by him, our organs are healed. By him, our bodies are strengthened. By him, we receive life. For God is life. We receive life by the word that we receive of him. After we eat of the bread, then we express the life of God. We allow the life of God to come forth, and that is the success that life is all about. It is about the expression of divinity, the victory that God has. That when you look at, if you think about the second thing he presented, when he took him up the mount, up the highest place, the seeking for glory, recognition, and fame, and said, throw yourself, today is the market day, or is a temple day for worship. Everybody is gathered. Let everybody see you as you drop yourself from the top, the highest point, and let them see you in this suicidal state. And then you drop yourself. And then before you hit the ground, the angels come and hold you. And the devil was quick enough to, as usual she did with our Madame Eve, our mother Eve, he was quick also to twist the word a bit and say, you shall, the way she said to the woman, you shall know good and evil and be like God. True. He also said to our Master and our God, it is also written, it is also your voice that says, angels will hold you, that you shall not crush yourself on the rock. And the Lord answered him and said, it is so written, you shall not put the Lord your God to test. He brought it to a silence. The urge for fame, the urge for recognition, for spectacularness of all this, he brought it to an end. Then he brought in the next one, in terms of glory, in terms of power, in terms of influence, and said, all these nations of the earth have been delivered to me by men. So meaning there are violations we do as men, and we hand over our cities to the enemy. There are violations we do as men, yet it is given to us. The earth belongs to us. But now the enemy has legal rights. As we were discussing the other day, we agreed that when Eve was in the trajectory of heading towards the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and her mind considered that as the place of entrance of sin or a place of temptation, she met the foreign angel, the cherubim that is foreign, and he had legal right to speak to her. In any other occasion, he didn't have any access to her. She was next to her husband with another tree there, or she was by the tree of life, nothing. But in the place of consideration of evil, she met these foreign entities, these foreigners that had invaded her garden, and they took a certain space near the tree of knowledge of good and evil, that if man contemplates evil, then he will be there to facilitate their downfall. So the earth belongs to us. The enemy has no light in this place. It is given to man. Even the foreign entities need human bodies to express their will. So they must deceive. They must convince. They must talk to somebody to make them believe in their lies, so that you can act on their behalf, because they cannot act by themselves. They need human corroboration to have regal light to operate on the face of the earth. Thank you so much for joining us today. As you have decreed, we belong to the Most High God. We are the expressions of our God. We show forth His majesty. The moments we manifest His word, the moment we overcome the urge for taking over cities, and He said to Master that He's going to give him all the nations and their powers and their glory, only that he bows before the Satan. And the Lord said, "You shall have no other God other than the Lord your God." And so it is for us. We have no other God other than our God. Our God is our love. He's our first love. He's our healing. He's our deliverances. Our God is our power. He's our strength. He's our wisdom. He's our ways that we walk in. Our God is our destiny. Our God is our present day life, the way we receive this day. It is as given by our Father. So surely you belong to the Most High God. Enjoy your day as you show the holy declarations over your life. You are highly favored. Everything works out for your favor. The earth is commanded, and I command it to give you its resources and its wealth, to give you whatever it is it holds for you and for your purposes and for your sustenance. The Lord be gracious. The Lord be good to you. The Lord be merciful. The Lord be kind. The Lord be loving. Enjoy being a son and a daughter of the King. Thank you for joining us.